So you're thinking of moving to Beaufort, South Carolina. In today's episode, I'm going to take you inside my computer to show you around on the Google map and show you the lay of the land, show you where some of the major landmarks are, show you some of the best restaurants, golf courses, beaches, things to do, some of the historic sites, and hopefully you'll get a better feeling where everything's at in case you are looking to make that move to Beaufort, South Carolina. So let's get started. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Low Country, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about the current market in the South Carolina Low Country. My name is David Simcox, host of Low Country Lifestyles and a local realtor. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you and you and you and you looking to make their move to the South Carolina Low Country, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're making your move in 3 days or 3 months, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below so I can help you find your low country lifestyle. Like I said, we're digging into my computer today to look around on the Google map and learn a few things, so let's get rolling. All right, so we are now inside my computer and we are going to look around the Google map and hopefully learn a little bit more about Beaufort. So you notice here when I type in Beaufort, South Carolina, what comes up here is highlighted in red, these little red dots. This is technically Beaufort. Now, if you were to ask a local, hey, we're going over to Beaufort today, and people are from the surrounding areas like Hilton Head Island, or from Bluffton, or from Savannah, or from, let's say, Charleston, and you said, we're going over to Beaufort. So typically people understand like this whole area here to be Beaufort. So if there's like, hey, let's go over to Beaufort tonight and go hang out, or let's go, to a restaurant in Beaufort, or let's go, to a night spot in Beaufort or whatever, they're usually referring to this whole area here, which really and truly Beaufort is just this little tiny area right here, but most people consider this whole area Beaufort. And so really this video is going to cover Beaufort and the Sea Islands. So when I say the Sea Islands, I'm referring to Data Island, I'm referring to St. Helena Island, Hunting Island, you've got Paris Island, you've got Port Royal, you've got all these different areas that make up, you could say, Greater Beaufort. But that's just to give you an idea. This whole area is considered the Beaufort area. So let's start out in our Google map and let's look at downtown Beaufort, where it all began. So Beaufort is a very, very, very historic city. It dates back to like the 1500s. It is actually like almost pre-colonial because people landed here even before Plymouth Rock and before Jamestown and all that. And this little area in here, let me grab my drawing tool again. So this little area in here is kind of considered the historic district. And the reason these explorers landed here and settled here is because this port is actually the second deepest port on the entire eastern seaboard. So if I zoom out again here and show you where we're at in relation to the entire like East Coast, you've got all the way from like New York all the way down to Florida, and you zoom in here and Beaufort, this little area here, is actually the second deepest port on the entire East Coast. So that made it a prime spot. So let's zoom back into this little historic district here. And one of the cool things down here, if you get a chance, Like the main shopping area here is going to be Bay Street. So we zoom in right here, and let me grab my drawing tool again. And so this little area right here is called Bay Street. And Bay Street has all these really awesome little shops and restaurants and boutiques and antique galleries, and all the buildings are extremely historic and everything's on the water. So it's really, really, really cool. And it's like very much a local vibe. Everything is owned locally. It's not like big chain stores. It's not like you're going to, a resorty area like Myrtle Beach where, you've got neon signs and you've got all these like gift shops and things like that. This is more like historic along the lines of, it's got the same look and feel as like Savannah, right? And right here at Waterfront Park, they've got all these like little swings that you can sit out by the water and watch the boats go by. They've got a marina down here. You can see these docks going right here. So if you're a boater and you want to dock in this area, that's a really awesome spot. Right down here, there's also the Museum of History. If you want to learn all about Beaufort Museum of History right here, I actually did a video on my Beaufort vlog tour. That was like my ending spot on that video. And you can see this was like a fortification. I don't know how old it is, a couple hundred years old. And it was just a really cool spot. And that's also where you can go in, and they've got really cool museum tours. And this little area out here, like I said, this whole area is kind of the historic district, but in particular, this part right over here, if you'll walk around that area, you're going to see some of the most incredible mansions that date back hundreds of years. And they've got these incredible little gardens behind walled gates, and it's awesome. It's like oozing with Southern charm. You've got these huge oak trees draped in Spanish moss, and it's really, really cool. The other thing that the Beaufort area is known for is Parris Island. So let me zoom out here and show you Parris Island. And the reason this is important, this whole area right here, Parris Island, let me grab my drawing tool for you again. And Parris Island is the home of the Marine Corps training. It's basically where all the Marines from east of the Mississippi go to basic training. And I think they train around 20 or 30,000 Marine recruits every year. They graduate 20 or 30,000. I don't know the exact number, so if you do know the exact number, please comment down in the section below so I'm accurate. I'm kind of estimating based on what I used to know or what I heard. Other things that are really cool around here, this Hunting Island State Park. So if you left Beaufort, if you leave Beaufort and you go on this 21 out here and you keep following it, you go out past St. Helena Island and you go all the way out here to Hunting Island State Park. So this whole area is a state park, and you can camp out here, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But one of the coolest things is right here is Hunting Island Beach, and it almost feels like a secluded beach. Like sometimes you go out there and there's like these big trees that have washed up on shore and driftwood, and they've got this lighthouse, this historic lighthouse, Hunting Island State Park. And then you look right here is the lighthouse, and they've got these stairs that go up this thing. And when you get to the top and you look out over the ocean, it is insane. Like I took my kids up here and they loved it. It was a little scary actually, like sitting up on this rail up at the top of that lighthouse and looking out of the ocean. but it was really cool. And I've taken my kids out here and we've camped like right on the beach, and it was absolutely awesome. So Hunting Island is really cool. Fripp Island, this is like a really kind of high-end resort area. So Fripp Island Tennis, they've got, it's like a private club. And you've got houses out here that are going to be like, you know, multi-million-dollar houses. You've got Fripp Island Resort, which I believe is where the president just got done. I don't know when you're watching this video. It could be a new time. It could be a year from now or more, and maybe we have a new president by then. I don't know. But the current president just vacationed out here at Fripp Island. So that gives you an idea. It's like a really, really cool place. Other neat places around like St. Helena and this whole like Sea Island region is culturally associated with the Gullah culture. And if you've never heard of the Gullah culture, you need to Google that because it's very important. The Gullah and Gullah Geechee are the descendants of previously enslaved people here in South Carolina. And they have maintained their culture. They have maintained their heritage, their cooking. They even have their own dialect and language. And their food's incredible, but they've just got such a rich history. And I believe the first school that was formed is over in this area somewhere. I have it written down here, but I'll have to find it. Maybe I'll come back to that. But definitely, if you don't know anything about the Gullah or Gullah Geechee culture, please Google that. This entire region of the Beaufort and Sea Island region is extremely, that's an extremely important part of this area. Okay, let's keep going. There's also the air station out here. And so a couple things I want to point out. Since we have Parris Island and we have the air station, there is a lot of heroes walking around. And when I say heroes, you know what I mean. I'm talking about military presence. We love our military men and women around here, and there's a lot of those folks that live and work and play in this area. Okay, restaurants. Let's keep moving on. Let's find some restaurants. And there are hundreds of restaurants, but I'm just gonna like point out some that I like, and you can go out and explore on your own. Going back down to Bay Street, right? Bay Street is that little area on Waterfront Park in the historic area. When I first met my wife, like 20 something years ago, this is where we would hang out. And some of my favorites, Q on Bay is a barbecue restaurant, really nice little spot. Plums has always been a local favorite. And then there's all kinds of these, you know, little places on the water. There's some little ice cream shops, you know, lots of different dining options here. Another couple of my favorites, if I go over to, and Fish Camp, that's what I was looking for. All right, so Fish Camp is by far one of my favorite restaurants of all time because of the view. So you can see it's on the water. You'll see like dolphin out there. There's some like old shrimping boats there. They are parked out front. And I mean, incredible sunsets. So that's the reason this is like one of my all-time favorite restaurants in this area. Going back over to like Habersham, and it's like a world unto itself. So I've done videos out there, and if you want to work and live and play and dine and everything in your community, Habersham is it. So it's a high-end community, usually starting close to $1 million and going up from there, and really awesome Southern classic architecture with big front porches. And within this community, they have like their own marketplace. So they've got their own restaurants, they've got their own shops, they've got, you know, nightlife. And it is, if you look, it's kind of set out away from like Beaufort and Port Royal. So Beaufort's all the way over here, and Habersham's like way over here. So it is kind of like off on its own and a little bit remote, but really that's okay, because like if you type in restaurants in here, you'll see like they've got their own selection of really great restaurants in here. So they've got Miramar Italiano, Bistro 10, Polanco Modern Mex Kitchen, and I've tried a few of these. They're really good, but they got some really cool stuff. And then of course within Habersham, they've got their own pool. They've got a dock that goes out on the water, and you can rent kayaks or use your own kayak. It's really a cool spot. All right, a few other things that I want to talk about. Golf. There's golf everywhere, right? So Old Beaufort Golf Club, and zoom in, you'll see there's lots of options for golf here and in the surrounding area, like Bluffton and Hilton Head and all around. But the one I wanted to point out to you, which I think is so cool, is right here on Parris Island, right? So if I grab my drawing tool and we look right here, this is Parris Island, and this is, like I said, the Marine Corps basic training camp. I'm sure I'm like not saying that correctly, and hopefully y'all will correct me, those of you that have served. But right here on Parris Island, they have the Legends Golf Course. And the Legends Golf Course is it's on Parris Island. It's a military golf course, and it's actually one of the top 10 military golf courses in the world, and it's open to civilians. And so if you want to go out and you want to play this course, it's really, let me see if they have any other pictures here. It's gorgeous. I mean, talk about a view. And you're within Parris Island. Like, I went out there and golfed a few times, and I actually saw like soldiers running and training like with machine guns, like while I was out golfing. It was one of the coolest things ever. All right, so the other thing is really popular around here in the Beaufort and Sea Islands area is fishing. And there's all kinds of opportunities. If you own your boat, let's type in Marinas. If you own your own boat, you have tons of options. Some houses have docks behind them, if you're talking about like $1 to $2 to $3 million houses. But then there's all these other marinas around here, and Ladies Island Marina, Data Island Marina, Fripp Island Marina. And of course there's that one I mentioned right in downtown in the historic district, right off of Bay Street. They've got a marina, Safe Harbor, Beaufort. So that gives you access to, deep sea fishing, but also a big thing around here is fly fishing the flats. So that's really cool. And if you don't own a boat, you can easily charter. There's a lot of charter operations based in this area. Other activities that are really cool is biking. Like, you can rent a bike, or obviously a lot of people own their own bikes. And there's a thing called the Spanish Moss Trail in Beaufort. So Spanish Moss Trail is this green line. So let me grab my drawing tool in case you can't see quite as well. But this green line, Spanish Moss Trail, not the greatest drawer, but that's okay. And if I zoom out, you're going to see the Spanish Moss Trail just keeps on going, right? So you can keep going down this way, and then you keep going up this way on this green trail. And so it's awesome. You can run, you can bike, you can jog, you can rollerblade. It just keeps going. Check it out. I mean, that is an awesome trail, and it just keeps going all the way up to here. Other things I wanted to talk about, let me zoom out. There's a place called the Old Sheldon Ruins. Everybody wants to go out to Old Sheldon Church Ruins. I'm going to zoom out so you can see where it's at. So again, here was Beaufort, right? Downtown Beaufort, historic. And then it's just right up a little bit north of here, still kind of considered the Beaufort area. It's up by like Sheldon. And the Old Sheldon Church Ruins are the remains of a historic church, and it really is known for like people going out here and taking photographs. So like everybody's getting their wedding photos done here, graduation photos, engagement photos, pictures of their baby. But you can see it says Prince William's Parish Church, dating back to 1751, partially burned during the American Revolution, rebuilt in 1825. So I mean, pretty awesome. It says Governor William Bull from 1683 to 1755 was buried here, called Sheldon after Bull's plantation. So anyway, just kind of another cool thing if you're around the Beaufort, Sea Islands area, check it out. Festivals. So there are multiple festivals that happen throughout the year in the Beaufort Sea Islands area. The most popular one, the biggest one, is called the Water Festival. And the Water Festival is a week long, and they actually have different things every night of the week. They have a talent show where people with talent and people with not so much talent get up on stage and perform. They've got a boat race where people, sponsor a boat and they get in these like homemade boats and get out there, and like different companies will race against each other, and it's just fun. And just all kinds of food and festivities. But on top of that, there's lots of festivals. Every single month, there's at least 2 or 3 festivals. So seafood festivals, gullah festivals, you name it. It's going on all the time. Airports. All right, this is one or two more things, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I know you guys are probably busy. All right, airports. The closest real airports, if you want to say like real airports, is Hilton Head, right? Hilton Head is kind of a regional airport, but they fly into some of the major hubs that people are coming from when they're moving here. So like they fly into Ohio, they fly into New York, they fly into some of the bigger areas like that. And from Beaufort over to Hilton Head, you're only talking about like 35 miles. So it's not bad. If you need to get to a little bit bigger airport, you come down here to the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, and they pretty much fly to everywhere. They've got direct flights to a lot more cities. And from Beaufort over to Savannah Hilton Head, you're only talking about 42 miles-ish. And then if you need just a slightly larger airport, you've got Charleston International Airport right here. And up to Charleston, you're probably talking about 70 miles, so a little over an hour. And really, I mean, that's about it for Beaufort and the Sea Islands. I'm sure I'm probably leaving some stuff off. So if I left something off that's super important, comment below. I'll try to comment back. I'll try to do a better job next time, but I'm doing the best I can on the fly here. Hope you guys learned a thing or two about Beaufort and the Sea Islands. And until next time, my name is David Simcox, host of Low Country Lifestyles and a local realtor. And whether you're looking to make a move in 3 days or 3 months, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below, so I can help you find your low country lifestyle.